This Sunday is the 10th Sunday in Ordinary Time in Year B. This is the first regular Sunday in Ordinary Time since the start of Lent. Your priest will be wearing green again. Green symbolises life and hope. For those counting, in 2024, the Year B calendar skipped the 7th, 8th and 9th Ordinary Sundays. There wasn't enough time to celebrate those Masses before Lent started. We have to restart after Easter every year at a number that means that the second last Sunday of the liturgical year will be the 33rd Sunday in Ordinary Time. In 2030, we will get a chance to celebrate the 7th and 8th Year B Sundays of Ordinary Time before Lent. We might be waiting a long time for the 9th. The first reading this Sunday is from the book of Genesis. At no Sunday Mass do we actually hear the Genesis story of the serpent tempting Eve to eat the fruit from the tree in the middle of the Garden of Eden, a tree that God had told Adam and Eve not to eat from or even touch. This Sunday is the closest we get. It's the next part of that story. God comes into the garden and finds Adam and Eve ashamed of being naked. He asks them what they have done, and they tell him. God is not happy and places a curse on the serpent. He says, "You shall crawl on your belly and eat dust every day of your life." It is often thought that the forbidden fruit was an apple, but nowhere in the Bible does it say that. It's easy to imagine that the forbidden fruit was a fig. Adam and Eve made clothing out of fig leaves. Or perhaps it was a pomegranate, like Hades, the mythical Greek god of the underworld, offered Persephone to keep her in the realm of the dead. The second reading this Sunday is from St. Paul's second letter to the Corinthians. The second reading this Sunday is a popular reading at funerals. This part of St. Paul's letter compares and contrasts the decaying outer shell that we have in the physical world to the eternal and renewing spirit that we find in God. St. Paul says, "When the tent that we live in on earth is folded up, there is a house built by God for us." This Sunday, we are back to our exploration of Mark's Gospel, which is the focus of Year B. This Sunday's Gospel reading describes an event that occurred just after Jesus had appointed the 12 apostles. Jesus was attracting very large crowds, and the Jewish scribes came from Jerusalem and told the people that Beelzebul was in Jesus. Beelzebul is an ancient Jewish word which means prince of demons, similar to the word Beelzebub, which literally means lord of the flies. These are ancient descriptions of the devil. But Jesus says to the scribes, "If I am bad, how can I be doing these good things? If I have the devil in me, how can I be casting devils out?" Jesus uses that famous line that Abraham Lincoln borrowed about 1830 years later. "A household that is divided against itself cannot stand."